Welcome to your February 2022 horoscope. My name is Cailin, and today I'm going to be covering the major transits for the month ahead using tropical astrology and the whole sign system. I strongly recommend that you watch your horoscope for your ascendant sign first and foremost, and that is because the ascendant sign will be the most accurate for you overall, generally speaking. Having said that, the sun sign horoscope will tell you more about your life goals and your career, whereas the moon sign horoscope will pertain more to your family and your living circumstances. So if you've got time to watch all three, go for it. Now, lastly, before I get into your horoscope, I just wanted to let you know that I still have my 2022 yearly horoscopes available for purchase, so I will leave a link in the description box below. And now let's get into your horoscope. Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon and Risings. Welcome to your February 2022 horoscope. Before I get into your reading today, I just wanted to pull an animal spirit totem card just to see what energies will be with you for the month. And we've got the hyena, which tells me that you guys need a laugh. You need to lighten up and do something which you find enjoyable. I would also encourage you to socialize if that is an available option to you, and certainly I'd be getting in touch with your friends or just people who know how to make you laugh and know how to make you feel good. Now, on the 1st of February, we will see a new moon in Aquarius take place at 12 degrees in your 6th house, and it will be in a close conjunction with Saturn at 15 degrees, and it will be squaring Uranus in Taurus at nearly 11 degrees in your 9th house. So new moons are all about a new chapter taking place somewhere in our lives. Given that this is occurring in your 6th house and that it is conjunct Saturn, which is the ruler of the new moon, this indicates that you are going to be taking on some kind of new work responsibility, or this could be a very big commitment with regard to your daily routine, or this could be to do with helping another person. And I'm saying this because the 6th house is connected to our work. So perhaps you are going to become a boss, which would be indicated by Saturn ruling over the 6th house itself, or a new work project or a new job could be taking up a lot of your time. Having said that, Saturn is associated with teaching. So maybe you are going to become a teacher in your line of work, or perhaps your work will involve you teaching or passing on knowledge to other people in your workplace. With this square to Uranus in your 9th house, and with Uranus being the other ruler of Aquarius, this is another indicator that you could be having to either learn on the job, so you could be learning something new, or you could become a teacher, and this could really be challenging you or pushing you beyond what you think that you are capable of. And I'm saying that because the 9th house is associated with education, and square aspects are very challenging and difficult to deal with. Now, the 6th house is also connected to health. So some of you may be committing to some sort of new health treatment plan. So this could involve regular visits to a doctor or to a health professional, or you could have to carry out certain tasks with regard to passing certain tests with your health. Now, this process could be quite tedious or taxing on your time. And I'm saying that because of the conjunction to Saturn. Now, this could have some sort of consequence when it comes to either your ability to travel, your ability to attend a higher education program, or you may feel like your freedom is limited by this new health regime or this new health treatment plan in some way, shape or form. And that is because of the square to Uranus in your 9th house. Uranus is associated with rebellion and freedom, and the 9th house is also connected to freedom as well as travel and education. Now, another way that this new moon could be playing out in your life is that you could be involved in some sort of legal matter. Now, this could be with regard to work, or with regard to owning your own business or your children. And I'm saying that because Saturn rules over the 6th house, which represents your work, but it also rules over your 5th house, which represents owning your own business, and the 5th house is also connected to children. Although this new moon sounds quite unpleasant. I just want you guys to know that it will be making a semi-sextile to Venus, which will be in Capricorn in your 5th house. So ultimately, you will benefit from whatever this new chapter is bringing into your life. Now, on the 9th of February, we are going to see Mars in Capricorn in your 5th house, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So this can indicate that there is an opportunity which arises suddenly and unexpectedly, and this could be with regard to an international travel opportunity as indicated by the 9th house, or this could be an opportunity for you to access higher education or increase your knowledge in some field. Now, with Uranus ruling over your 6th house, this could be to do with the medical industry, this could be to do with becoming a healer, or this could be to do with your day-to-day work environment. Now, this could see you experiencing a sudden stroke of luck or good fortune, and again, this could be connected to your work, or this could actually be the release from some sort of burden or responsibility. I just want you guys to know that the 5th house and the 9th house are considered to be two of the luckiest houses in astrology, and trine aspects indicate something very prosperous and fortunate happening in your life. So maybe there will be an opportunity for you to go on an adventure or go on a trip or a vacation or to do something fun. And given that Mars rules over your 3rd house, this could be going on an adventure with a friend or a sibling or a relative, or perhaps you're going on an international trip with a co-worker who you actually like and get along with. Now, this could see you landing an exciting contract or deal. And I'm saying that because Mars rules over your 3rd house, which represents contracts, and Mars rules over your 8th house, which represents mutual resources. Now, this could be an opportunity for you to liaise with a high-profile individual or an international client, and given that the 9th house represents influential figures and we've got Uranus there in the 9th house, this could be someone who is quite eccentric or who does not normally do collaborations with people in your industry. But another way that this could play out for you is that there may be an opportunity here for you to involve import and export in your business. And I'm saying that because Mars rules over your 3rd house, which is connected to self-made worth, and the 5th house represents owning your own business. So this new work opportunity or this new contract or deal that you're doing with another person could involve communications or writing, or it could be connected to something creative or even performative in nature. And I'm saying this because the 5th house represents our natural gifts and creativity. Mars is connected to sports, so it could be something to do with an opportunity with sport, or you could be giving some kind of performance. Now, on the 11th/12th of February, depending where you live in the world, Mercury and Pluto will form a conjunction at 27 degrees in Capricorn in your 5th house. Mercury is your ruling planet, and this is actually the 3rd time that Mercury and Pluto will form this conjunction within a 2-month period. The first time was at the end of December in 2021. The second time was at the end of January, and like I said, this is the 3rd and final time. So this can indicate that many of you Virgos will have an intense and illuminating conversation with your significant other. And I'm saying this because the 5th house represents your romantic partner. Now, this conversation could be about your path in life, your approach to how you deal with situations day to day, or this could even be about your career. And I'm saying this because Mercury is your ruling planet, but it also rules over your 10th house in Gemini, and the 10th house represents your career, your vocation, and really your mission in life. Now, this could be an intense conversation that you have with your significant other about their family or about what's going on for them at a deep and psychological level. Now, this conversation could be about sex or starting a family or some kind of taboo topic, or maybe you are sharing a deep secret with your significant other. And I'm saying this because Pluto rules over sex, it rules over births and deaths, and it also rules over taboo topics and secrets. So I'm sure that for those of you who are in a relationship, that you will be having some pretty deep and meaningful conversations, and these could even be quite revealing in nature. Now, on a different level, for those of you who are not in a relationship or who are not having these deep conversations with your significant other, this conjunction in your 5th house could see you thinking really, really deeply about what you are doing professionally with regard to your career, your vocation, or even your mission in life. Because this is occurring in your 5th house, and the 5th house is connected to joy and happiness, maybe some of you are having an epiphany about what you're doing for work and realizing that you're just not happy with what you're doing because it is not in alignment with your natural gifts and talents. Or maybe you are just deriving absolutely no joy from your career anymore. Now, the 5th house is connected to our sex life, and Pluto is the planet of sex. So maybe you're thinking really deeply about your attitude towards sex or your sexual preferences. Now, Pluto can represent addictions, and the 5th house is also connected to gambling. So maybe you're having a pretty difficult conversation with yourself about your gambling habits or even about your sexual habits and preferences. Now, on the 16th of February, we are going to see a full moon in Leo take place at 27 degrees in your 12th house. And it will be making an exact in conjunction to Pluto in Capricorn in your 5th house. So with full moons indicating the ending of a chapter taking place or with a situation reaching its peak, some of you Virgos may be finishing a creative project. But with this in conjunction to Pluto in your 5th house, maybe you didn't get the response that you had hoped for, or maybe it didn't turn out the way that you had intended. Now, the 12th house is connected to our dreams and to meditation. So some of you may have had a somewhat disturbing or unsettling dream around the time of the full moon. So let's just say plus or minus a week. And this could actually have allowed you to receive a download of information. Now, because Pluto is in your 5th house, and the 5th house represents your dating life and it represents children and owning your own business, maybe this dream that you had or this meditation that you did has changed the way that you feel about your significant other or about your dating preferences in general. Or maybe this has changed the way that you feel or relate to your children or to your creative gifts and talents, or it could even be about owning your own business. So just as an example, maybe you had a dream which sort of unsettled you in some way, and now you're wanting to make some huge adjustments to your business that you own. Now, this full moon in your 12th house could see you understanding your self-sabotaging behavior. And this could be with regard to how you behave in your relationships, or it could even be to do with your relationship with your children. Lastly, you could actually have an epiphany when it comes to something to do with your spiritual values. And I'm saying this because the 12th house is connected to spirituality and anything which is esoteric. So this in conjunction to Pluto could see you basically feeling like how you have fun or how you experience joy and pleasure in your life, or maybe even your sexual habits, are somehow incompatible with this spiritual epiphany that you've had. Now, on the 16th/17th of February, depending where you live in the world, we are going to see Venus and Mars form a conjunction at 16 degrees in Capricorn in your 5th house. The 5th house is connected to your hobbies and passions, and conjunctions indicate something new taking place. Conjunctions carry the energy of new moons. So you could see this as a new chapter starting with regard to your 5th house. So this can indicate that you are going to join a new sporting team, or maybe you're going to start new classes. And I'm saying that because Mars rules over sports, as does the 5th house, and Mars rules over your 3rd house, which represents either learning something new or doing something in a team. So this new hobby or passion could carry the energy of Mars, which once again would be something active or something to do with sports, or it could carry the energy of Venus. Venus rules over your 2nd house. So maybe this new hobby or passion of yours is going to involve cooking or makeup or hairdressing. And some of you could actually be starting your own business. And again, this could be to do with one of those aforementioned things. Because Venus rules over the 9th house, which represents the tourism industry, and it also rules over the 2nd house, which represents finances and resources, maybe you're starting a business which is connected to travel, or which is connected to finance in some way, shape, or form. Now, for those of you who already own your own business, you could be launching new services, selling new products, or you may be launching a new business altogether, or some of you may start delivering your products internationally, or you could start working with people who live overseas. And I'm saying this because Venus rules over the 9th house, and the 9th house is connected to the international market, but also import and export. Now, the 5th house represents dating. So some of you may actually start dating online. You could be dating a foreigner or a friend or a co-worker. And I'm saying that because once again, the 9th house represents foreigners, and Mars rules over your 3rd house, which represents co-workers, friends, and teammates. So it could also be someone that you go to school with, just on a different level. And lastly, with this transit, the 5th house represents your children. So maybe you are starting up some sort of new class or new hobby together with one or more of your children. Now, lastly, for the month on the 24th/25th of February, Mercury in Aquarius in your 6th house will be making a square to Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So this is a tricky transit because the 6th house represents there being some sort of problem or something which is out of balance in your life, and squared aspects indicate a challenge or some sort of tension which is brewing, which you will need to address or confront in some way. So this could indicate that there is some sort of complication or conflict, and this could be to do with your travel plans, a court case, or this could be to do with your higher education. And I'm saying that because the 9th house is connected to travel. It represents the court system, and also the 9th house is representative of your higher education, but it is also representative of your belief systems. So maybe you are experiencing some kind of inner conflict when it comes to your spiritual beliefs or your religious beliefs. And a way that this could play out is that maybe your workplace is wanting you to do something which does not gel with your spiritual beliefs or with your religion. Now, this square aspect could see there being a sudden change in the workplace, which is requiring you to adjust to something very abruptly. Now, another way that this could play out is that you could just do a total 180 when it comes to your work. So you could actually be quitting your work quite abruptly, or for those of you who are trying to resign, there could be some sort of complication which arises. So maybe you want to resign and leave your job at a certain point in time, but your workplace wants you to stay on longer. I just want you guys to be aware that on the 24th/25th of February, Mars in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces, Venus in Capricorn will also sextile Neptune, and Mercury, which is your ruling planet, will be in Capricorn, sextiling Chiron in Aries. So overall, there is a lot of supportive energy when it comes to the 24th/the 25th of February, or let's just call it the end of the month. So even though you may experience some kind of conflict or complication which may arise with regard to your health, your travel plans, your education, or your workplace, Ultimately, I see there being an opportunity for you to come out of this situation relatively unscathed and for things to go in your favor, but it will just require you to jump through a few hoops first off. And so Virgo, that's all I have for you for February 2022. If you'd like to purchase your 2022 yearly horoscope, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description box below. Enjoy your month ahead, Virgo, and I will see you guys next time.